of 2021, after many years of searching, I was able to purchase a remote property deep in the mountains of Western Canada. I've recently decided to quit my job, move here full-time, and see if I can survive solely on a YouTube income. With no neighbors, very difficult access, endless wilderness, and a river that runs through it all, I couldn't be happier with this newfound freedom. Follow along with me for this challenging journey while I try to create a livable space in this unforgiving yet beautiful, vast wilderness. Well, it's not a huge bounty of vegetables. Some of it's from the neighbors that was given to me. Everything else is from the garden. I have to figure out a way to store and process all this before it goes bad. Today is video editing day, so there's a bit of work I can do, but mostly I'll be on the laptop. But here's a nice cool corner for now. I now have the correct one. This one just comes apart real nice, like kind of simple. That one, there's a rivet in there that you can't pull apart. I have to grind it off. Yes. Problem solved. And it looks a lot better too. I'm all loaded up here. Live off the land, live off the fat of the land, so to speak. Quite honestly, I'm not totally ready for winter, but so I can't really afford time away from the property, but at the same time, I have what's known as a limited entry hunt draw for a big bull moose. If I don't take advantage of it now, then it might be 5 or 10 years before I get this opportunity again for a big bull moose. A friend of mine, he's going to let me use his cabin on a very remote area on a remote river, and that's where I'm going. It's going to take me a few hours to drive there. There we are. We are in. I've stayed here once before. This cabin was in an older video. even as a, you guys remember Kenny, who helped with the, well, helped, basically did all the electrical. I helped watch. That. Just gotta do whatever's easiest sometimes.
Oh, he's got a little hatchet. Luxury.
We have some beds, but even a TV. Look at that.
That's what these gloves are for, dude. It's neutral.
Enjoy the mountain air.
Always do.
Nice.
Boiled.
Walking a few roads here and then gonna move on up the valley. Go back to the cabin, have a coffee.
Yeah.
Breakfast. The Deer Hunter's Bible. The Archer's Bible. That's cool. One of the
But you gotta move like that one's falling over. Yeah.
Nice. Elk?
Yeah.
Yes, good afternoon. We were up early and out hunting. In sort of the rush to get out there, I did not pack a camera, which I deeply regret because it was a fabulous morning. We went into some spectacular areas that I have never seen before. It was just, the sun came out and like, it was just some of the coolest. I deeply regret forgetting that camera. We were just way up high in a few spots and then way down valley bottom into some old growth forest, into some cut blocks. We were walking quite a bit. It's kind of a short hunt. We have to get going already, so he has to get back and I have to get ready for winter. I suppose this time next year I'm gonna have a lot more time for this, but anyway, this little thing, very impressed. Good seeing you again.
Yeah, you too.
Well, good morning. I'm at my friend's mechanic shop to pick up my trailer and to drop off the snowmobile. The quick little hunting trip, which only lasted about 48 hours, was unsuccessful. We just thought, what the heck, let's give it a last minute go here and see what happens. And the trailer, by the way, I didn't get it on video, but all the bearings and everything, I was able to do it. All this, it's all done all the way to the back. Got some new gadgets on there, have a spare tire. Bearings are good, but we changed out the tire with no more bearing issues. New tires. Have a spare here for one of the old tires. Dropping off. You guys all remember this thing. Dropping this off. Well, that was a Costco trip for the ages. It's mostly like oils, nuts, spices. I probably have, you know, not tons, but I probably could get through an entire winter with just all the food storage I have there.
Search the records. But yeah.
Well, off you go. Hello, bear? Can't believe I got a sawmill up this. Well, been away for several days. Let's see how the old power bank's doing. Powering a fridge and a freezer. Oh yeah, there we go. After my big trip to town yesterday, I did not have the daylight to drop everything off at my neighbor's. It's a lot of it's food stuff, so I have time today to go down, drop off the food stuff that's all in my vehicle, and come back on the trail, double back on the trail, jump in the boat, go down, pick it all up. So yeah, I gotta get a move on it though, and the days just keep getting shorter. After dropping all the food supplies off at my neighbor's halfway down the river, I now return back to the trailhead a few hours later. Yuck. Oh man, I'm telling you. This is a tough place to live. Well, the boat's been awesome all year, but I was gonna go get all my food and stuff. I'm running out of daylight, but that's full throttle. I don't have time to go down and come back up now. I don't know, it was working fine all year. I'll have to take a look at it in the morning and go down river in the morning. We have some clean spark plugs now. I'm also gonna check the fuel filter inside the fuel can. It's possible water could have gotten there, but it was out of the rain for the most part. So I don't think it's water. And then I'll check the fuel filter for the outboard here. Fuel's not getting in there. It's not igniting. This thing has done really well this year. I've done a tremendous amount of trips, so I'm not disappointed. Virtually everything I need is up here. Like, minus the last few loads, I kind of have everything I need. I have everything, so just got to get these last few loads. Got to drift down river now. If this boat gets hung up on something though, it's done. Going under. Can't turn around now. I'm moving about 4 or 5 kilometers an hour. What are they? 7 kilometers by way of river kilometers. As the crow flies, it'd be less. An hour and a half to get there. You know, time's on my side this year, not like it was last year when it was. Big cabin's pretty well insulated. What else do I got to do? Change some windows, get firewood. I have enough food for months and months, so life is good. Potentially may have just somewhat burnt up the last 2 days. I just wish I ate more breakfast. I'm hungry. It was working really well until now. I just gotta limp it back. At least I know what's wrong and I know how to fix it now, so got all my groceries. We'll just limp it in. I can limp it all the rest of the way with the motor now. Thought I lost the camera there. This one's not waterproof. Afternoon, everyone. It's afternoon. Nothing getting done this morning. I was hunkered down on the computer doing, even though it's a nice day, there's just much to do on there to get ready for the next video. I had hoped to get gravel in here and dig it out. That's why I held off on the stairs. Same with this side. I wanted to dig it down to the clay, fill it with gravel. It turns out getting gravel up here is quite an ordeal. This thing, for as ugly as it is just awesome to go up and down. It's just kind of bouncy. The house is fully insulated, so except for that little bit there. So if it gets to minus 30, minus 40, I don't have to worry. Lastly, and this is kind of the bummer, this door warped like crazy. The other one's good. So I'm going to call it somewhat of a failed experiment. I do believe it's fixable, but check this out. It's tight there, it's tight there, and then there's a huge amount of warpage. You know, that's a lot of cold air coming in. I also have all the weather stripping for the door, all this stuff. There's a way to straighten that and fix it with epoxy and glue and resin and a bunch of weight on top of it, which is very time consuming. The noble experiment of the medieval doors was, I would say, a moderate success, and it was really cool to learn, and it was just a fun adventure to do it. I have to make other doors and change these doors out, make it look like that. They won't be as cool, but they'll be straight and they won't warp and they'll be functional, and I can put insulation in them. So just a quick recap briefly because I did not have the camera rolling. Yeah, so a lot of these tails on the rafters were sticking out past these horizontal members. Sanded all those down, made a huge mess, vacuumed everything after, nailed all these on. I just, whatever scraps I could find. And so same design as the other wing wall. While I'm here, everything's set up. I'm also just doing all the window trim. Some of it's beveled and mitered on the ends. It's for those custom windows up there and the other one on the back. They're kind of wet, so I need to dry this out. It's kiln dried. This was stuff from last year actually that was store-bought, but it's wet on the outside, so put it near the wood stove, dry it out. I have just enough for the window trim. All the other lumber I make is just wet and as green as can be. tricky little area to insulate. Well, here we have an extremely cluttered place. Stuff everywhere. Less than ideal way to insulate is while you're constantly shifting things around from one place to another. Your insulating would go a million times quicker if you just had a big empty building and nothing in the way. In this case, I didn't have that option. Fortunately, it's all done. It would sure be nice to have a great big pile of shiplap all done, ready to go. And then I could just put it on right now. That will wait. I have a few other important things to do, including changing out the doors. This is very important for the, on the extreme cold days, you really need this here. All modern doors have this. I mean, back in the day, this wasn't really a thing. That's why you probably always heard stories of your great-grandparents or your grandparents talking about how cold it was in their place back in the day. We have it pretty good these days. Also, the big thing too is I have to finish the interior of that little cabin. That has to be done. And so that will require shiplap as well. Yeah, it's not fun moving things around, but I mean, no complaints. Winter's coming. I'll have a warm building. Gather up some firewood here in the next few weeks. Yeah, life is good. Being out in intense nature and in the cold, in the snow, it's kind of awesome. You know, kind of hard to explain unless you've been there and experienced it. But yeah, I don't know. Winter in the wilderness is amazing. But yeah, I think being in a big city and it's winter, that's never the most ideal spot to enjoy winter. Nothing like sitting next to a wood stove. I'd say this door is a lot more straight. Ow. It's just a hair tight. Little thing down there. What's stopping that thing? So when I put the first door in, as I recall, it was already not really super awesomely straight, and I was like, well, I'll just adjust the door trim, sort of the door stop trim, if you will. You know, it kind of tapers inwards a bit. And at the time, I just, wanted to get the door in, and I had to kind of make the trim fit to the door. That's going to make a huge mess. When this building's completed next year, this will all get painted, but let's see if we can't move it back. Has to get moved, so there's not much choice here. Oh boy. I kind of put it in there very permanently. This is a real conundrum here. I'll have to make it work somehow. Oh, that's in there. Okay, got that one. That stuff is in there really good. Kind of wish I used nails now. Really got to take your time and clean it out. Much better door. I don't think it looks as cool. Okay. I'm just trying to bump the door hard enough to break the caulking loose on the trim. So the trim moves into the correct position. And the door will be in a good spot, and I can tighten up the hinge. Just explaining it because otherwise you guys, it's going to be kind of like, what the heck's he doing? Hard to break that trim free of that caulking. Gosh. Reminds me of Braveheart. Come on, bud. Jeez Louise. That's, yeah, baby. Okay, not up there though. Okay, so I have all these screws removed all the way up. The door is good. It's sitting perfect kind of everywhere. Flush. A little bit off there. But here. So the screws are out. If I just smash it in, I can push. I'll have to re-caulk all that stuff. Do all the caulking and stuff later. It's kind of over the top. I mean, I really overbuilt the heck out of these doors and the framing and everything, but that's kind of what I wanted. That first door was just, I was so happy with it, but when I went to put it in, I was like, oh, it wasn't that, it was straight, but it wasn't perfect. And then over time, it just warped more and more and more. And now we're here doing this. And here, we're pretty good there. Boy. Oh my gosh, it didn't even move. I mean, I could remove some material around. I just don't want to do that though, to be honest. Like, I could chisel all that out, but that's not what I want to do. I just want to bump that trim back. making a mess of things. I don't like that either.